We were in a little film called Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. That's what I get for not preempting the actual score of the movie.
That's all right.
Usually that's what Bill Neville does.
I gotta admit, I completely forgot before rewatching this week that how great the Jeff Healey band was throughout this movie.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely
and only,
fantastic.
I think, 2 or 3 of their songs ended up on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And they sang like 8 of them.
Yes. Just looking at the soundtrack that is on Spotify, it's only 3 songs.
The actual soundtrack, Patrick Swayze actually sang 2 songs on the soundtrack.
Oh, God, Patrick Swayze,
man,
what can't you do?
Live. He could do anything, but past tense.
Well, I mean, all the greats we end up, having to pass on.
Yeah. But that's why they leave us memories like Roadhouse. Welcome in, everybody, to That Movie Show. It is Mike Wendt, Liam Stryker. Bill Neville is on assignment today, so we are doing this without an adult, and we are covering the 19...
Hopefully I won't be from vacation.
Right.
Like we did this last time.
Right. Let's not replicate Demolition Man.
It's really fun because I love that Bill, because he is such an extraordinary producer, he set this whole thing up for me, so it was virtually idiot-proof.
You'd say that.
I have the red curtain behind me.
Let's see how we are in an hour.
Yeah, usually it's the championship belts for the wrestling show, and it's just barely in frame.
So
the championship belt is like barely.
Was he doing that for what reason?
I'm assuming
just to make it more movie-esque.
I would think so. I think that he was trying to change everything up
because we were getting copyright hits on WWE copyrights now on YouTube because that happens.
Because WWE copyrights everything.
Because decoration.
Yeah, decoration.
Sorry, we support you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the worst part. Hey, company, we love everything you do. Can you support us? No.
Roadhouse. Anyway, today we are covering 1989's Roadhouse.
This was a great year. It was the year.
It was actually a strong year.
It was the year I was born.
Okay.
Just to make you feel old.
Oh, I thought you were talking movie-wise, but okay, go ahead.
Maybe.
You suck.
But I was born. So
what a dick.
Yeah. So I just wanted to let you know that.
It actually was part of a really great run for Patrick Swayze at the time.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up right quick because
everything Patrick Swayze does.
Well, I mean, this was like this was his like apex as far as run of movies. Let's see, because he had in '83 he went and did The Outsiders, and then he had Red Dawn in '84.
Right.
He had Young Blood in '86. I'm a hockey fan, so I love that movie. Dirty Dancing in '87.
Correct.
Roadhouse in '89. Ghost in '90. Point Break in '91.
So do you know why he did Ghost? Because he was so beat up from doing this movie.
He just wanted to massage Demi Moore with clay.
Yeah, he just wanted to massage Demi Moore with clay.
I understand that completely.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So Roadhouse, but that's the one we're covering. Roadhouse we're covering. It was released May 19th, 1989. Had a budget of $15 million. Brought back $30.1 million at the box office. Directed by Rowdy Herrington.
Yes.
Produced by Joel Silver. Screenplay by David Lee Henry and Hilary Henkin. Of course, stars Patrick Swayze, Ben Gazzara, Kelly Lynch, Sam Elliott, and Terry Funk.
Yes. Yep. Sam Elliott of Coors commercial fame.
Coors commercial and the Big Lebowski fame.
And Big Lebowski.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Sam Elliott for a while was saying that this was the movie he was most recognized for, which I kind of understood. But
of course.
Then came Lebowski.
Yeah. Yes.
Gotta use so many cuss words, dude.
Yeah. Oh,
Love
God.
Sam Elliott.
Oh, he's great.
Love Sam Elliott.
Also, the old Ghost Rider in Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, he has like a flaming horse.
I want to say he looked like in Roadhouse. He looked like TNA Kevin Nash if Kevin Nash got really sick.
Yeah, if he like thinned out.
Like if he dropped 200 pounds.
Yeah.
He looked like that.
So I watched this movie last night.
Yeah.
It was a delight.
It's wonderful.
It was a delight.
It was
I absolutely
wonderful.
loved it. It was fantastic. I have strong feelings about this movie.
I know you do. We start off, of course, with rough and tough Dalton at another Roadhouse.
A super 80s club.
Actually, fun fact about the band right off the bat. The band playing in the opening scene of the movie, not the Jeff Healey band, was called, excuse me for a second, Cruzados.
Okay.
The band, they broke up.
Yeah.
But the lead singer, Tito La Riva, went on to create Tito and Tarantula, which was the From Dusk Till Dawn band.
Yeah, the
in the
band
Titty Twister.
In the Titty Twister.
And he's also done a lot of the soundtracks for Robert Rodriguez movies. He did Desperado. Yeah. He did From Dusk Till Dawn.
Right.
And he's been in a bunch of those movies as well. He was the long hair guy in the bar in Desperado with Cheech.
Oh, cool.
Wearing the sunglasses.
Yeah. That's a ton of fun. Also, fun fact about this movie, it was up for several Razzies.
5 of them.
5 Razzies.
5 Razzies. Let me see
Worst
if I can find
picture.
them. Okay, you got it.
Worst. I don't have all of them. I
Okay.
remember looking at this. Basically, worst picture, worst actor, worst supporting actor. Yeah, it was brutal.
There's a lot of times that it makes sense, but seeing that, fuck the Razzies.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Yeah, man, this movie is fantastic.
I can't imagine, nobody sets out to make a failure, but I can't imagine this one was like, really, we're going to get an award.
Well,
it's one thing if it's a movie that sets out that clearly thought they were doing something spectacular that was going to be award worthy, and they completely just
I Am
missed it.
Sam.
Yeah. Okay.
I Am Sam.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? Like that movie was setting out to be Oscar bait.
Yeah.
J. Edgar. That movie was setting out to be Oscar bait.
That one was too.
You know what I mean? And they were bad. Mm-hmm. Roadhouse. Roadhouse is exactly what this movie was supposed to be.
It was. It was just a whole bunch of 80s fun and 80s boobs. And
we're going to show a bunch of boobs. We're going to imply...
For no reason.
We're going to imply that everybody wants to have sex with Patrick Swayze.
There was a lot of boobs throughout this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
But there was only one scene in a strip club.
Yes.
Like, where were these clubs where were these shithole dive bars in the 80s where women just wanted to jump on tables and take their tops off?
Yeah.
Because their weird rich boyfriends that beat the shit out of them just say, go.
The weirdest part about that one, and we'll get there,
Yeah.
about the woman that just does the striptease, is that there was no point to it.
None.
It wasn't like he had the sheriff and he made her get naked so that the sheriff would shut them down or something.
It seemed like a weird taunt.
Yeah.
At Patrick Swayze, but she's also basically coming on to him throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
And then he takes her down off the stage and she tries to kiss him and he's like, yeah, just back off, you whore. And I don't know where your mouth has been. And all of a sudden she just goes complete heel on him and just like, wow, you turned me down. It's like, yeah, you've blown every guy in this dirt bar.
Well, and the weird part is that, and again, we'll get there, but it felt like the doctor should have walked in.
Kelly Lynch?
Yeah, she should have walked in and at the moment of them. It's her I can't love you anymore moment.
Right.
In this movie was very different than what I thought it would be because I thought it was going to be that moment.
I didn't buy it. I'm like, why?
Why?
The man was it's a life or death situation. Right. It was a him or him situation. Right. And he chose to live. Well, and you're like, yeah, I can't do this.
And this is after that guy tried to murder the two of them.
Everybody.
So
he blew up Red's house.
Right. So yeah, we got to start from the beginning because that's the end of the movie.
Yes, that's the end of the movie. So what's his name goes to this shithole bar that Dalton is cooling in.
Yeah.
What is his name?
Which this is the best because I love Bar Rescue.
Okay.
And Dalton is just 80s John Taffer.
Kind of, yeah.
He's less about the bar science and more about the bar fighting. But
he does it in a much calmer way.
Right.
He's a cooler. He's a calm John Taffer, but he does come in and basically tell everybody to fuck off.
Right.
You all suck. Your bar sucks. I'm here to save your bar, and I'm in charge now. Dude, you're a bouncer.
Yeah, right.
I never got that part of it.
Well, because he assumes...
Is he the greatest bouncer in the bouncing world?
Well, because I think the idea behind his cooling is he's going to bring in, you bring him in to get rid of the riffraff because the systems of your bar work.
Sure.
It's just you don't have a good clientele.
Right.
And you bring him in to shift over the clientele.
And I get that, and that's what they tried to portray by the end of the movie. People were in suits, and they took down the chicken wire from in front of Jeff Healey.
And
but
all
it's
the bouncers
you're
were in
still
polos.
in butt-fuck What were they,
Podunk,
Kansas City or
Kentucky or
something? Kentucky, hell, basically.
They were in
It's
the
like,
middle of
You
nowhere.
weren't going to get these people to drive all the way out of,
Right.
to nowhere just because
There's also not a major.
you have
city.
clean floors now.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you turned into a pizza shop.
It was the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it was the middle of nowhere, and like
I would get it if it was
Webster-
like some city bar that just it was it had the mob ties. It was just a bad
Right.
element. It was just getting run down, and it was driving the upscale customers away. You bring in the cooler, which I'm going to say cooler a whole bunch, and it keeps reminding me. One of my favorite movies that people just have never seen is The Cooler.
Oh yeah, with William H. Macy.
Bill Macy, Alec Baldwin, it's set in Vegas. It's fucking fantastic.
It's so funny. That's the one where they just have William H. Macy stand next to people that are on hot streets.
He's a cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's a bad luck Johnny, and he just walks around the casino, old school mentality of Vegas, where they're employing coolers.
Yeah.
And it's one of those movies that comes on cable once in a while, and you have to sit and watch it.
Yeah.
And it amazes me whenever I'm watching. I post on Facebook, and I get at least 5 responses. Never heard of it. I'm like, well, go watch it. It's on demand.
Go watch it.
Here where you can find it. Please
I
go.
haven't
Thank
seen
me
the
later.
whole thing,
It's
so we'll have to
fantastic.
do it.
We'll do that one later. So is it Tilghman? Tillman?
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw him as the bad guy from the Newsies.
Yeah, he's that guy.
I was expecting him to heel turn hard.
And that was the weirdest part because he always plays a bad guy in movies, and having him, and when you first meet him,
you feel
as a moviegoer who has come to know this character, what's he? Oh, yeah, Another 48 Hours was one of them. I mean, he's been a bad guy in a lot of stuff, and so your instinct is okay. Bad guy.
Yeah.
He's going to do something shady. He's bringing Dalton in.
Like, as soon as Ed Harris shows up, you're like, well, you're the bad guy.
Right.
And that's the same vibe this guy gives off.
Because he's been typecast in everything as that bad guy. And so immediately he shows up and you're like, okay, he's bringing Dalton in.
Yeah.
But I don't trust this
I don't
motherfucker.
trust him.
Then Ben Gazzara shows up.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Jackie Treehorn from Big Lebowski, he's the bad
guy. He's the bad guy.
But it's like they basically had two of the same that guys in one movie. So it
one
got a
of them
little
just
bit
showed up in a
confusing.
helicopter.
Awesome. Awesome. And just the this movie, and we're going to bounce around, obviously, but the quickness to just start throwing hands in this movie is absurd.
Oh, yeah. That's not how life works.
That meeting that the fat guy and the tall, skinny guy had with not Jackie Treehorn, but the other guy in his office, all of a sudden it just whips out a knife and just starts swinging.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not
so
how you
quickly.
shake someone down.
Yeah, that's escalated
And
so quickly.
now you've been thrown through a window.
Yeah.
Dalton is roundhouse kicking everybody.
So
some of his roundhouse kicks.
So he decides
pathetic.
to take this job, which I think is fantastic. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely fantastic. And he basically tells the current bar owner that he's gone. And the funniest part has to be, it was like the look on that bar owner's face.
You mean the opening scene bar?
The opening scene bar. That bartender's face when Dalton said that he's leaving was like when Mary Poppins told the kids that they don't need her anymore.
Right.
And it was just like, but Mary Poppins,
right,
don't go away. And it's just like, well, I have to. There's other children's.
Once word gets out that you lost your cooler, shit's going to go to hell.
Yeah, right.
He knows he's going to have sticky floors in a week.
Yeah, he knew. He knew that all the riffraff were going to come back.
Back to doing coke in the bathroom and banging people on the beer coolers.
Yep. And so I love the concept because he immediately drives his shit bum car,
1965 Buick Riviera.
Yeah, to this garage and just tosses it to a bum and goes, "Hey man, here's your car. It's your car now." Yeah. And the guy's just like, what? Okay. And it's like, the 80s were a magical time when you could just do that, because he has this sweet Mercedes Benz.
Dalton's real car.
Yeah, Dalton's real car is this Mercedes Benz that he keeps hidden, which I loved that aspect of this movie.
Who is this guy?
So he knows that he's going to piss a bunch of people off. So he's
got like his burner car.
So he gets a burner car. So because
So that's the car that keeps getting fucked up, and that's why he kept the Mercedes in the barn.
right, he kept the Mercedes in the barn because
What's the point of having the Mercedes at that point if you're just not going to drive it? You're just going to because
Well-
all he did was drive the burner car around.
right, but it was because he drove the Mercedes from like job to job because that was the nice.
Jasper, Missouri is where the Double Deuce is.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's where it is. And
He
so
he was in New York City for the
Yes.
first scene.
yeah, and so he has the burner car.
Yeah.
So that when he walks in there and has the meeting after the first night in the bar.
Yep.
And he goes, "You're fired. You're fired. You're all terrible. I'm in charge now." And they slash his tires and break his windshield. He's like, "Well, I don't care about this car.
Right.
I don't care. They're going to slash these tires. They're going to break all my windows, whatever." Which I loved. I loved that aspect of him, that he's been doing this for so long.
But also, I mean, he shows up to the Double Deuce.
Yep.
And
Everybody wants to fuck him.
of course they do.
Everybody.
And
The entire plot of this movie, I'm convinced, is everybody wants to have sex with Dalton, and the rich old white guy who can't is the maddest about it and tries to murder him. Because if I can't have him, nobody will. And I'm pretty sure that's the plot of the movie. That's the plot of the movie.
I can't have sex with him. I'm going to have him killed.
Right. And so he's going to try and steal the bar from him, and
So he walks in, and I mean, rough house is ensuing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, first, and again, like I said, the Jeff Healey band, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. And it's just one of those scenes where the barn doors of the bar open up, and it's just blam, rock and roll right in your face. And people are, there's fights, there's tables being knocked over.
They're brothers fighting.
Terry Funk looks so young.
Yeah, I know, right?
His brothers fighting. There's naked chicks.
There's
Everybody's stealing.
There's a husband telling these two random guys they can kiss his wife's
Loved
tits.
it. Great line. Yeah, you can kiss him for $20 each.
Yeah.
And the guy comes over to the table, starts fondling her tits.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, "Well, you going to kiss him or what?" And he's like, "I can't." "What do you mean you can't?" Right there, kiss some titties. And he's like, "I ain't got $20.
Yeah.
Fight.
And that's the big melee that ends up ensuing.
But everybody also knows who Dalton
Which is the funniest
by
part.
name.
Yeah, they're like the world's greatest bouncer just walked in.
Like like the waitress is walking out. She's like, "You know who that is? That's Dalton." It's like,
who?
like, all right, cool.
What?
The dude with the coffee who's not buying beer?
Yeah, right.
Cool.
Why do I care?
But Jeff Healey knows him by his smell.
Yeah.
It's like he walks right up and he's like, "I thought you'd be bigger."
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on. Everybody knows this dude?
Well, that's the funniest part, is that everybody keeps saying, "I thought you'd be bigger." It's
okay,
like,
funny line. Because
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze is a tiny man.
yeah.
As much ass as he kicks in
He's
movies
tiny.
like this, he's a tiny man. He's a ballerina. Let's be honest.
Yes, right.
He's and you can see it in this fucking movie.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? His roundhouse looks more like a pirouette than anything
Oh,
else.
yeah.
you know?
Yes. It looks like he would have been doing like 6 of them in a row.
Right.
Yeah. So the fight breaks out. He ends up firing everybody the next night
Yeah, most of them.
because he's like, you're
Bartenders skimming,
you're doing drugs.
dealing, fucking the help and underage girls. And
Yeah.
that was a weird one.
That was a weird
Where
one.
the guy's like, he's looking at the fake ID. He's not going to let her
Yeah.
in. He's like, no, it's cool. She's with me. And like 2 seconds later, he's just plowing this underage girl in the back.
Right. And the funny part about that one was he strips down naked
Yeah.
and she's not.
No.
And it's like, that's weird. Why did you get naked?
And I love his excuse. I'm on my break.
Yeah. What?
Why'd you get naked?
Yeah, why'd you get naked?
I mean, I get it. 80s movies. You guys show some ass.
But like that was weird. That was weird. It's just like, dude, you got naked. She wasn't even naked.
No. Just had to get it on, man.
Yeah.
Had to get it on.
Yeah.
So they fire everybody.
Yeah, and then it turns out that the rich white guy from across the lake, his nephew is the bartender that he fired.
Yeah, he's the guy skimming.
He's the guy skimming.
We get the great orientation speech from Dalton about, I want everybody to be nice.
Be nice.
What if he calls you a cocksucker?
Be nice.
Be nice. I take cocksucker pretty personally. Be nice. What if he calls my mother a whore? Is she?
Yeah. No.
Fuck, man. I mean, again,
Yeah.
simple but good lines.
Right.
Good, well-written lines.
Right. It's very good. It's a very, very good, fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
So then they shake down. They try to shake down the bar owner.
Sure.
who's just trying to get a reputable bar. That's all he wants.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought he was going to try and screw over Dalton at some point.
Yeah, he's that guy.
He's just that guy. I was waiting for it, even till the end.
Can't be trusted. I was
Even
waiting the whole time.
The whole time, even until the end. So sweaty. It is so hot down here.
You picked a gray shirt. You were just
I know,
seeping through that damn thing.
It's brutal. It's brutal. Halfway through, I'm going to throw out the title card and I'm just going to change shirts. It's going to be a wardrobe change. Yeah, that's for the Twitch viewers here.
Cool.
Hi everybody.
Live on Twitch
Live on
/New Age
Twitch.
Insiders TV.
Yeah. Join Patreon, patreon.com/New Age Insiders.
So maybe we can get an air conditioner
or
down
a
here.
fan.
Or just send us a fan.
Just get us a fan.
Patreon takes too long. It's a monthly thing. Just buy a fan.
You're
for
a
us.
fan. You can send us a fan, and we'll all have fans. There's a dehumidifier here that's not doing anything.
Oh my god, no, it's not. I'm so humid.
Yeah. It's not even a humidor. No, you know what I mean?
Gross.
Which could be for cigars.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be for cigars. But yeah. So the fighting in this movie is the best because everybody's so quick to hands.
Yeah.
They're just instantly throw down. Let's go.
Yeah.
And that's probably the best part is that everybody wants to fight Patrick Swayze. Everybody. Because, again, my thesis for this movie is everybody wanted to have sex with Patrick Swayze, and they couldn't, so they got mad, and they wanted to fight him about it.
It's like a whole prison thing.
It's like a whole... Well, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Because what ends up happening is old rich white guy who basically has strong-armed this entire town into, like, giving him money.
Yeah, he's the protection, but the only thing it's protecting him from is him.
Right. Right,
Like,
which is the mob.
It's like a middle of nowhere Missouri farm town without that seedy element. That the only seedy shit is the stuff that he brought in.
Right, exactly. And he goes and tells Dalton at some point, he's like, I brought in the 7-Eleven, which we never see.
Nope.
So I don't even know if it's real.
I don't believe him.
But he's like, I brought in the 7-Eleven. I brought in the...
Is that a claim to fame? I brought in a 7-Eleven.
I brought in the J.C. Penney.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, did you bring in the J.C. Penney? I don't know.
All right, cool.
Why? Who cares? Who cares?
I'm more of a Sears man myself.
Yeah, I'm more of a Primark guy. Primark guy. But yeah, so then we get up and he just wants Dalton to work for him because again, he just wants to have sex with him, which makes his current gay squeeze that makes him very upset. Because his like little muscle pool boy was very, very mad.
Oh, very mad.
He was very mad the entire time.
Yeah, he was a very angry man with a lot of
Denim.
Native American stuff in denim. He was also kind of like the babysitter for the girlfriend.
He was
that we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Because when Dalton does the make sure you get a leash for your dog or if you're gonna have a pet, put her on a leash. He just kind of snaps, and this guy comes out of the pool area and like just snatches her away. And it's like,
yeah.
All right.
They got some weird polyamorous thing going on. Which,
next time we see her, she's got like the largest black and blue on like basically a bear mauled her.
Yeah, like that's the funniest sign. Like, look, domestic abuse, not a joke.
No.
But when they show domestic abuse in
bad
movies,
makeup for domestic abuse sake is funny.
You know what I mean? It's hilarious because it's like, did you take like a sack of locks and crack her in the head with it?
Once.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's not like she had like a busted lip, broken nose, black eye, all kinds of, the goon arm bruises, that whole thing.
Nothing.
It was just like one sock with an orange.
It's like you just took like a rowing oar, cracked her upside the head, and was like,
deuces.
That's it. That's it. It's like, what?
What is happening?
God damn it.
The fighting in this, while it's very, very obviously choreographed. It's like they're not even trying to make this shit. There's a lot of roundhouse kicks, a lot of spinny punches, a lot of dancing, basically.
It's dance fighting.
But the sound effects
are
so, like, wha-pow.
Yeah.
Every punch is a giant wha-pow.
Yeah, which is great. And that's what you want out of a movie like this, is you just want it to be an epic, like, brutal beating.
Yeah.
Like, this is what an American kung fu movie would be.
Kind of, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if we made kung fu movies here in America, Roadhouse would be an American kung fu movie.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, this is highly unrealistic. There's no way that this would actually happen. I also find it funny that the rich white guy controls the liquor distributors somehow.
Yeah, it was just easier to make him control everything.
Right. But it was so funny because you look at it.
There's like 47 setups in this.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, why can't it just be one giant problem?
Right. It's like a bunch of little problems that all kind of roll into
They
one.
all have their own fight.
Yeah, they all have their own fight.
We're taking your liquor away. Let's fight. I mean, I would call another liquor distributor, but fine, let's fight.
Yeah, fine, let's fight. Well, the crazy part is that they're like, he has the police. He has the police. There's no way we can do it. And it's just like,
Have you tried? I didn't see any police.
have you one? Yeah, one, I didn't see any police. Two, isn't that what, like, I don't know, the state troopers are for?
Right.
Where it's just like, hey, this guy has the cops paid off and all this nonsense keeps happening. You know, can you guys come in and do something?
Right.
Like, I feel like they just gave up at, like, well, this guy's in charge.
Yeah.
And so he finds the Valvoline, AutoZone there, and he makes friends with him. Now, is the doctor the guy who runs the auto store's daughter? Because we see a picture of like a blonde lady.
Yeah, I know she's. I don't think it's a daughter. I think it's like a niece, maybe, or something like that.
Do they ever clarify that relationship?
There's not a lot of clarity in the whole backstory thing.
Here's the thing. They pay off Dalton's backstory, and really that's the only backstory I
Still
need.
what we need.
Well, him and denim Native American guy.
Right. We'll get to his backstory.
Like, those are the only two backstories I need.
The auto parts owner, actually, Red Webster was the character's name. He was played by Red West.
Yeah, okay.
And Red West was actually part of Elvis's Memphis Mafia. He was high school friends with Elvis.
Cool, that's pretty sweet.
There's a little fun fact there.
That's pretty fun.
But yeah, he, I think he was like her uncle or something,
right?
Yeah, there had to be some emotional connection when his place blows up.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, well, because we see the picture of her, I assume. It just happened really quickly, and I didn't want to rewind because...
I think there is a line somewhere in the movie.
Okay, yeah.
If you know it, tweet us. At Mike Wendt, at Liam NAI, hashtag that movie show.
Yeah, and so I guess that was the emotional connection. The funny part is that the farmer that he's renting the room from is far more involved in the town nonsense for having no actual ties to what the town does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
he just has a farm.
He just has a farm.
I don't know what he grows there. I don't know what he farms.
Yeah, but it's like you don't feel like you're involved in the economy of the rest of this thing.
The best thing is the actor's name, Sunshine Parker.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he plays Emmett the farm owner.
Yeah, oh, we should have went with Sunshine Parker.
Sunshine Parker. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to charge you something. How about $100 a day, a month? It's like, I don't know if that's a lot of money in the 80s or no money in the 80s.
And not only in the 80s, but for what he was
renting.
Offering?
Yeah, it was like a fun loft in a barn.
It's a barn.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the secrecy, the anonymity.
Yeah, it's the anonymity.
He stayed off the grid.
He did. He stayed off the grid. Nobody knew where he was except for everybody knew where he was.
Right.
You know.
They found, and I love that. It's like instantly they show up at the barn. Been looking all over. Have you been? He's been here 15 minutes.
Yeah, been looking all over for you. How? Also, the bad guy lives across the lake.
Yeah, they're constantly spying on each other.
They're just staring at each other because, again,
Dalton's doing like half naked Tai Chi. This guy's out with his binoculars. Like,
yeah, because again,
Yeah.
this movie is about Webster wanting to have sex with Dalton, but then not being able to, being mad about it, and lashing out in the only way he knows how, which is violence.
So what you're saying is in 1989, America just wasn't ready for the true meaning of Roadhouse.
Yeah, they weren't. Because if we watch
So we had to
now,
mask it through violence.
Well, no, it's the violence is how these two grown men that didn't know how to express their feelings, they in 1980s America, they didn't feel comfortable expressing themselves. So instead they resorted to violence,
There you go.
which we find out at the end of the movie isn't the answer, at least for Dalton. Everybody else, they resorted to violence, but it wasn't for Dalton.
Well, Dalton was funny because Dalton tried to play it off all Tai Chi and shit, like violence isn't the answer. I want you to be nice. I want you to ask him to leave. But he was so quick to punch and roundhouse kick everybody.
Yeah, oh yeah, it was bullshit. He didn't care.
You know, even the line in the trailer that Sam Elliott has, he's like, yeah, the fighter philosopher. It's like, yeah, you're a fucking hypocrite, Dalton. Let's be honest.
Yeah, let's be real here, dude.
It's like, and like the dude walks in the bar with the boot knife, which completely impractical.
Right. Well, the funniest part about it is...
And it's sticking out the whole time.
Yeah, it's sticking out the whole time. He's like, the right boot. And then the guy tries to kick him, and at no point was that blade, like, pointed at his head.
No.
He just, like, tried to, like, sweep the leg.
And in all honesty, shin kick, real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Dalton's done.
Yeah. Shin kick, get him in the thigh.
Quick little stabby motions.
Right into the balls.
What? Yeah, just carry a knife, dude.
Yeah, carry a knife if you're going to do
What are you
that.
doing? It wasn't even a James Bond knife where like you click the heel and it pops out.
Yeah, right.
It's just like, it's just there. That's the tip of his boot.
Yeah, the tip of his boot was sharp.
And Jesus, I would hate to wait in line like with that guy behind me.
Yeah.
And he just kind of, he's like, you know, he's texting or on his phone or something and just kind of, oh, sorry, I stabbed your Achilles. You're done.
Yeah, he cuts your entire Achilles off because he accidentally gives you a flat tire. Gives you a flat tire and your Achilles rolls
I was
up.
having such a good morning.
Yeah, and it rolls up into the back of your knee. Oh, sorry, man.
Awesome.
Guess you can't go dancing for the next year and a half.
Yeah, and so, oh my God, I'm sweating so much.
I know. It's so hot down here.
One of a movie trope you don't see a lot, like I can only think of two. This and the Blues Brothers is the chicken wire in front of the stage.
Yeah.
Like that's such. It's one of those things like
It's a Southern bar thing.
I've always wanted to be at a bar with chicken wire on the stage while also never wanting to go to a bar with chicken wire on the stage because I'm not behind the chicken wire. You're going to catch glass.
Oh, yeah.
And I can also see how that really protects anybody because instead of just dodging a bottle, now you're getting shrapnel shot into you.
Yeah, you know, the dangerous part of a broken bottle.
I mean, I think at one point Jeff Healey catches one in the eye, which, you know, in his case doesn't really matter, but it still probably hurts.
Yeah, right, because he's blind.
Yeah, he's blind.
He's blind.
Amazing guitarist.
Yeah,
Amazing musician.
I loved the way that, like, the visual look of, like, him having it flat in his lap and him just playing it that way.
And truthfully, he's an amazing musician.
Yes.
Sidebar, I used to produce Sunday Morning Blues with Carter Allen on ZLX, and Carter would play Jeff Healey all the time. And then at that point, the only way I knew of him was Roadhouse.
Yeah.
And I remember him, he's back on the song. He's like, oh, that was a Jeff Healey band. I go, and I was like, Roadhouse. He's a real musician. Like, I need to get his albums.
Still, Roadhouse.
He's fantastic musician.
Roadhouse. Yeah, and so then as the story progresses, he cleans up the bar.
He does clean it up. They remove the chicken wire.
They remove the chicken wire. They put pizza place tiling down, the black and white 50s, like, pizza place tiling.
What I love is, see, at the very least, John Taffer shuts the bar down for a little bit for reconstruction.
Right.
Dalton was trying to stay open and still hawk $2 Bud Lights or whatever to these, you know, riffraffs, and it's like, just close.
Yeah, just close.
Shut the shit down for a few weeks to a month.
Shut it down.
You know? You don't need Dalton the cooler. You need to close down and hire a construction crew to renovate your bar.
Yeah.
Then hire the fucking cooler.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it was just a visual representation.
I understood why they did it, because that would be boring.
Yeah.
That would be, you know, house flipping, not Roadhouse.
Yeah, it would be bar rescue, which isn't great. But John Taffer's not there yelling at everybody.
Which you can watch 47 hours of on the Paramount Network.
On Sundays. That's all they play. After this, we're going to watch John Taffer pretend to be Patrick Swayze.
We are while we try to dry off.
Yeah, while we try to dry off in an air conditioner.
Fun fact, my friend Jason Santos is one of the consultants on Bar Rescue now.
Really?
Yeah, he's the blue-haired chef in the show.
He has, from
Buttermilk and Bourbon and Abbey Lane and Citrus and Salt in Boston. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been on the last like 2 or 3 seasons now.
Oh, very fun.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, very fun.
So 6 degrees of John Taffer right there.
Can we get John Taffer on this show?
Why not?
I'm
sure we can find a movie credit for him somewhere.
Oh, I don't care.
Or we'll just watch Roadhouse with him.
We'll watch Roadhouse.
Imagine that.
Or no, you know what we watch?
Imagine a live watch along of Roadhouse with John Taffer.
First of all, sign me up. Second of all, what is the movie with Tom Cruise? Cocktail. We watch Cocktail with John Taffer.
I think we do a double feature.
Taffer,
we're going to need 8 hours of your life.
Yeah, we're going to need a whole day. If anybody knows John Taffer, if you watch this show,
Tweet at John Taffer. Let him know that movie show wants to watch some movies with him.
Yeah.
But only ones about flipping bars.
Yeah, it's only about bars. Coyote Ugly.
We're going to keep it in your wheelhouse,
Yeah,
Taffer.
we're going to watch Coyote Ugly. Anything.
How would you handle Coyote Ugly?
Yeah, right.
Shut it down!
Have you ever been to the other Coyote Ugly? Shut it down!
Shut it down!
God, you're terrible at your job!
John Taffer is wonderful. He's an American treasure.
He is an American treasure.
Where were we in this? Has he gotten stabbed and gone to see Dr. Lady yet?
Sure.
And brought,
sure, that's where we're at.
And brought all of his medical records because that's what, as you do.
Yeah, as you do.
I mean,
as you do.
He literally shows up with a Bible's worth of medical records.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you just got a knife wound. I mean, I get it. I don't want to ever get stabbed in my life, but it's not like you got cancer.
Right. Well, this is the thing.
This is every time I've been stabbed.
Yeah.
You're a psycho, and you carry it.
Yeah.
It makes it easier. Then what? Stitches?
I feel like all the information he needed could have been on one sheet. It's like, look, here's my blood type. Here's my blood type.
Well,
and
you
this
don't
is what
even
I'm
need a
allergic
sheet.
to.
Memory. Here's my blood type. I don't have any allergies to medication. Here's the cut. Stitch it up.
Stitch it up. Staple it together.
And I love. He's like, I don't want any. What was it? Novocaine. He didn't want anything.
Anesthesia.
Any anesthesia. It's first of all, it's stitches. You don't need anesthesia.
Yeah.
But put a little Novocaine in there, bro. You don't get to toughen up.
Well, that's the thing. She wasn't going to put him under. It was like, I need you to. I'm just going to do it locally.
Yeah.
It's like,
easy. He's like, no.
I gotta feel the pain.
I learned from pain. Oh, fucking
what
Zen douchebag.
You douche. God, you deserve to get at least shot in this movie.
Can you add a couple staples just for shits and giggles
Yeah.
because of that line?
Yeah, can you just... And so then, the funny part is that he invites his buddy, the silver-haired fox that is Mr. Coors.
And he looks like he's having a grand old time bouncing at a strip club.
Yeah.
And it looks like the worst strip club in the history of strip clubs. It is terrible.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
And I've been to King Arthur's. That's a terrible strip.
Oh, my God. That was around the corner from my college.
It is
one of my colleges.
Horrible.
I never went in.
What college was in Chelsea?
Oh, no, never mind. Thinking of a different place.
Okay, because it's in Chelsea, and the only way to describe King Arthur's is instead of a stage, there's a pit with makeshift hockey boards around it, and that's it.
First of all, we're going to have to go, and we're going to have to figure out something to film in there.
There's a gross motel above it, and I'm pretty sure I met Method Man there.
As you do.
There you go.
As you do.
King Arthur's in Chelsea.
Yeah, definitely not what I was
don't
thinking
recommend
of.
it.
Yeah, no. His strip club was terrible, and he just like shanghais him into this Double Deuce situation.
I also don't completely understand their backs. I get it, they're bouncers, and there's probably some union. They went to a couple meetings.
Yeah.
But the whole is it Spanish? Is Mijo Spanish?
I think that it's Spanish, and I think,
and I know it's a contraction of the phrase "my son."
Yeah.
But what the fuck?
Yeah. So
and it's so awkward when he says it.
Yeah.
Like Dalton's getting his ass whipped, and he just comes out of left field like, "Hey, Mijo." When Terry Funk's beating him up.
Yeah, Terry Funk. Yeah.
Hey, old man. I'm like, Terry Funk just called somebody an old man. That's hilarious.
Yes, right. Well,
unintentional
it's
comedy
funny
right
because
there.
while they're beating him up, isn't Terry Funk just smashing all of the beers one at a time?
Yeah. Which probably made Terry Funk cry afterwards.
Yeah, probably.
Man likes a Coors or two.
Yeah. Yes. They fight the people. They fight him off, and he shanghais him into this entire situation where it's like, yeah, I got this like one-man mob that's kind of coming around, and they're gonna have to, fight the whole thing. We got to fight the whole thing.
Yeah.
All of them. All like 12 of them.
You would think a super cooler, as Dalton is,
Yeah. Would
have more friends than just Sam Elliott.
Yeah, well, he brought in the double super cooler.
Where's the Justice League of bouncers?
Yeah, they brought in the best.
Like, he brought in one.
And he was the best.
It didn't work.
Yeah,
the motherfucker dies.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
And not even in a Superman way where he's coming back in Roadhouse 2. No, they fucked him up and stabbed a note into his chest.
Yeah, with a great, it was Tails. Like it mattered. Like it mattered.
Worst game of chance ever.
Yeah. Oh, it's brutal. Brutal. And so goddamn funny. And so, he ends up helping. They end up going out with the doctor. And
that's an awkward scene.
It's very awkward. The whole thing's very awkward.
Because Sam Elliott and the doctor just meeting for the first time, I'm assuming. But they're dancing like they've been engaged for at least 2 years.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's like right up in her grill. And I'm like, Are they going to kiss?
Yeah,
I mean, what is happening?
Well-
why is Dalton getting cuckolded right now?
Yeah, because everybody wants to fuck Dalton. That's what this movie is about. That's what it's about, man.
Just wants any piece of him.
Everybody wants
Any
a little
piece
piece, and if Sam Elliott can get with the doctor, maybe that's a little bit of getting with Dalton. You know. So the funniest part about that scene is at the end of it, right before they like talk about like Dalton's backstory.
Sure.
The doctor just lays the bomb of like, oh shit, I gotta go be a doctor in 20 minutes.
I've been drinking all afternoon with
All
these
night,
fucking hillbillies.
all night. That's the thing, is that they've been going all night, and they're at this diner in the morning.
Can I also say that I loved? I got two things about their sex scene: Dalton and the doctor.
Yeah.
Kelly Lynch plays the doctor.
The very, very unrealistic pushed against the fireplace.
No, I'm talking afterwards. Lots of 80s ass shots.
Yeah.
That standard post-sex, the guy stands up and walks away.
Yeah.
Flexing his ass cheeks. Mel Gibson did it in almost every
yeah.
movie in the 80s.
Yeah.
But then, so he does it, and he walks out to the lake with his ass shot, and then Kelly Lynch gets up and walks with her ass shot. However,
She has a sheet.
this is something I always find aggravating because it takes me right out of the moment. She's got a sheet.
Yeah.
You guys just banged in a barn
Yeah.
on hay and probably motor oil.
And all of the windows were wide
The
open.
barn is wide open. Dalton's walking. He's hanging dong out by the fucking lake. Rich white guy's binocularing the
Just
whole
watching
thing.
the whole thing because he
peeping
wants
and
to
jacking.
fuck Dalton.
Peeping and jacking. But you're worried about covering up in front of, presumably, in your opinion, the only that guy that you just fucked.
Right, 'cause
What are
you
you
don't-
hiding from?
'cause you
It's
don't
obviously
know-
not cold, or you would put a sweater on.
Yeah, because you don't know that the Great Gatsby across the lake is actually watching.
Right. Right.
You know, with his
Right.
So
that's one fun fact. Actually, just sidebar on that moment because I was just before I came over here, I was watching the new season of Orange Is the New Black.
Okay.
And the girls are in the shower in prison, and they're finishing up the shower. They're starting to towel off, and one of the guards whacks one of the girls on the shin with one of those batons.
Yeah.
And she falls to the ground, and you can see that her towel's about to come off, and you can see the actress cover herself up. And I'm like, and they held on that shot. Like if they cut
Yeah.
away, I might have missed it. But she got whacked on the shin, and she's worried about keeping her tits under a towel. And I'm like, yeah. I would have gone with a second take. Like it's easy to
Right.
just stand up and fall back down and make sure the towel doesn't. But what you did took me out of that moment because it distracted me from the fact that you just got whacked in the shin.
Yeah, right.
That's the end of the sidebar. Second thing about their sex scene is every time Bill Murray sees it, whether it's on TV
Yes.
or DVD, he calls Kelly Lynch's husband and brags about it.
So funny.
Bill Murray is an American treasure.
I just don't know why. I just don't. That
Because
doesn't-
he's the ultimate ball breaker.
Yeah.
Hey, watching your wife fuck Patrick Swayze on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine that's like all. And it's
Yeah.
Bill.
To be
it's
fair-
4:00 in the morning.
To be fair, this is a far more obscure version of that. My buddy, his dad is his name is Joe Pesci. Not that Joe Pesci.
Sure.
But Joe Pesci from the band Till Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Where their one and only hit is Voices Carry.
Okay.
And every time I hear that on the radio, I call my buddy to tell him that his dad's song is on the radio.
Kind of the same, a little different.
I mean, it's not the same
It's not as menacing
No.
as I'm watching your wife fuck right now.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Watching your wife get down.
Yeah, right. Some fun fact on that. My buddy broke his dad's Moon Man because he won a video music award.
Who is this guy? I'm sorry, I've never heard of him.
Yeah, well, they won Best New Artist. So Till Tuesday was a band. They had a few hits in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
But they are obviously not a tentpole band.
They were
by-
new artists,
They were a new artist.
and
in
by
like-
'83 they were an artist.
Yeah, right. Same. Like, remember that very short-lived show, like Reunion on VH1, where they were going to get one-hit wonders,
Yeah,
bands
vaguely.
back
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Well, it stopped after like 2 seasons, but they were going to be on season 3. Like they were at
Story of their life.
You
huh?
know what I mean? Story of their life. But yeah, they won the first or second Best New Artist VMA.
Sure.
And my buddy broke his Moon Man.
That's an ass whipping all day.
I know, huh?
That's
when he
just
was a child.
Yeah.
Shout out to Liam of the Year. He's a band manager now
At Liam of the Year.
At Liam of the Year.
Are we talking about you? Is this,
surprise, guys! It's me.
Are we secretly talking about you?
We are secretly talking about
you. Broke
me.
your dad's Moon Man.
Yeah, no, I wish my dad was in a band, but he wasn't. God.
Truthfully, Liam actually just decapitated a Moon Man.
I did. Yeah, John Glenn.
Yeah,
John Glenn.
Okay, so we're banging in a barn.
Yeah, they're banging in a barn. They get outside. They stop. They're like just hanging out.
They do the ass walk.
Yeah, and again, Webster's just so sad about him, like not. And this is when the movie really ramps up.
They had a sex scene in water too, which I found disturbing because it's a really dirty pond.
Yeah, it's a pond.
And I'm like, that can't be good for any of whatever's happening down beneath the water. And another thing, and again, this is just me being weird about this stuff, but when they start kissing in the water and then they go underwater, but their heads are like apart, so they're not. It's like,
what are you
doing?
Yeah,
what the fuck are you doing? That pond is gross. First of all,
yeah,
that pond is so doing? Gross. You got parasites up your ass right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That pond is gross.
I'm gonna get out. We're gonna look like a morning fishing trip in the great outdoors.
Yeah, right.
Leeches everywhere.
Leeches. Oh, brutal. Like in Stand By Me.
That too.
Like Stand By Me. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what that is.
So after leeches.
Yeah. I don't know exactly where we are in this movie, but yeah, basically Webster has had enough. He's going to have Patrick Swayze or not at all. And so that's when the power play really comes, and they try to take over the bar, and it doesn't.
Wesley. Webster was the auto parts guy.
Yeah, Wesley.
Brad Wesley.
Brad Wesley.
Played by Ben Gazzara.
That's right. Brad Wesley takes his monster truck that he has for some fucking reason.
And being in the 80s, it was the Bigfoot monster truck. Of course it was.
Of course it was. And he just decides that he's going to run it through the auto parts guy because they're like because Red's place blows up.
Yep.
That's what happens. Red's place blows up and everybody's sad about it.
Yeah.
And so the auto parts guy's like, let's get together and stop him.
They just keep blowing shit up in this town.
Yeah.
You'd think
there's not a town.
Look, I get it. If you're doing like this criminal enterprise thing and you're trying to send a message, but these people have nothing. What are you extorting?
Yeah, right. And
how are you making money?
If you blow up the business, how are you going to get the money?
It's so many holes in this.
Yeah,
thing.
There's a ton of holes.
So many holes.
So many holes.
How are they making money off these people? They have nothing.
Oh yeah, they don't have anything at all.
Emmett has a farm that he rents out for $25 a week.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's what you're selling booze to the fucking shithole bar.
Right.
Why not just open your own bar if you want one so bad?
Right. Oh, yeah, because you have the money to do it. So just do it.
And you got the liquor distributor.
Yeah, right. You
open a bar.
Open a bar.
Or buy the bar. I'm sure fucking this guy would sell it rather than getting his ass whipped every other day.
Yeah, I know. Oh, God. I know. Well, that's the thing. Is
tall and skinny and fat and retarded to keep coming in with knives. It's like, all right, I'll sell.
Well, that's the other part, too, is because he even tries to make that play with Dalton. He goes, Dalton, how much would it cost you to work for me?
Doing what? He's a bouncer.
Would you bartend for me?
Would you bartend?
How do you? Dalton, I need you. I need you so much.
You went deep on this movie.
oh my God. I need you to run my bar. My big,
but you didn't have a bar.
Honky tonk bar. I'm going to buy the big honky tonk bar. And you're going to run it for me, Dalton. I need you to. I need you to do it for me.
Then he woke up.
And then
God damn it, what happened?
I'm sorry. Dalton. And Dalton's like, no, I won't. And then he's like, well, I will have you someday. Fly.
Fly.
You will be mine.
Have we gotten to the big reveal about his henchman?
Maybe.
Because doesn't that come right before that guy's death?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so that's a little further on. But we're getting there, I think.
Yeah, we're pretty close because they blow up the house.
They blow up the auto parts store. They drive the Bigfoot through a car dealership.
And the entire town's there just cheering him on.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Why are you cheering?
Hooray!
Yeah. Like, what stunt do you think he's doing? Like, what? And then the owners are shitty to each other where he goes, do you have insurance? Like, what?
They're terrible people. Like, there's so many awful people.
Yeah, you're.
I think the big message of this whole entire movie is never go to Jasper, Missouri.
Yeah.
They're all cunts.
Yeah, they're all dickheads. Yeah, and so then for no reason,
They blow up Emmett's farm.
Yeah.
With him in the house.
Walks with Denham, just decides that he's just going to be sent over there to because it's not blow up the barn that Dalton's in.
No, of course
it's
not.
blow up Emmett's house.
You still want to leave a chance.
Because I need you, Dalton.
Exactly.
I need you.
You can't,
I need you to.
You're not going to live with this old man. You're going to live with this old man.
I need you to live with me. I'll blow up that farm and I'll take it for myself.
And I love how shitty of a bad guy this guy is. Because he blows the place up.
And then escapes on
Dalton
a scooter.
Runs in.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, Dalton has to run from the barn
first of all,
to the house,
yes.
kick in the door all kung fu, run through, find Emmett, come out, and then the guy hauls ass out of there.
That sequence might have been my favorite of the entire movie.
All right.
Because he runs out, runs down the little like slanty thing, jumps onto a car. If he could have done like a flippy twist, he would have.
When he tackled him off the bike?
No, before that.
Oh.
So like it's like Emmett's house blows up.
Yep.
And Dalton runs out, runs down the thing that they were sitting naked on, jumps off of that onto a car, and then like uses that as like a trampoline to
Right.
like forward momentum.
Vault himself.
To Emmett's house,
Right.
and then runs up to Emmett's door, jumping, kicks the door
Front
in.
kick.
Yeah, just like, yeah, jumps in.
Yep.
And so then goes in, comes running out with him like he's ready to give him an attitude adjustment.
He's fireman carrying Emmett out of the house.
Yeah.
And then
The house blows up again.
the guy takes off on the scooter.
Yeah, and then the guy takes off on the scooter,
Dalton goes all T2000 and
just chases him down.
runs down a motorcycle, a dirt bike or whatever, and then the fight consumes.
And then they
happens.
fight.
Yeah.
And the best line in this entire movie that proves my theory right is Walks with Denham, because I don't know what his actual name is.
That's all right. I'm not even going to look it up.
Yeah, Walks with Denham starts like, getting the better of Dalton.
Yep.
And he looks at him and he goes, I fucked guys like you in prison. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what this movie is.
And it's so, like, that's the weirdest tough talk in the whole movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they call him a lot of weird things, like, but it's mostly like, like Terry Funk, I guess, improv the line chicken dick.
Yeah, right.
But
yeah.
it's like, okay, chicken dick. It's like, okay, whatever. You're just being an asshole.
Yeah, you're
but
just
this was extremely specific and extremely character backstory driven.
Right, because
I've been to prison. I have fucked a man, and he looked like you.
Yeah. And
Interesting.
And if we dig a little deeper into that next layer, I don't think that Wesley, I forgot his name already.
Brad Wesley?
Brad Wesley.
The rich guy?
The rich guy.
The rich white guy?
The Brad Wesley did not send Walks with Denham to blow up Emmett's house.
Oh.
See, I think
This was his own personal jealousy.
Right, because he knows that Brad Wesley wants to replace him as his love boy for Dalton. And so he went to send a message by blowing up Emmett's farm, even though Brad Wesley told him not to.
There can be only one fuckboy.
Yeah, there can be only one fuckboy. So they fight, and we end up
Now this is what happens to Walks with Denham is actually a payoff
right to the story
from a line from like the myth of Dalton.
Yeah, so the myth of Dalton is that he murdered a man, and they're like, he ripped out his throat.
Ripped out his throat.
Yeah.
To which, you hear that bar story all the time. It sounds like a mythical story. Okay.
Right.
Bad bouncer ripped out some dude's throat. Okay, whatever.
yeah.
I don't believe it, but whatever.
Yeah, sure. And so then you find out that the story, they talk about the story after the doctor after drinking all night, has to go perform surgery.
Yep.
It was Dalton was having sex with a woman, and she never told him that she was married.
Right.
Jealous husband comes, pulls a gun, is going to kill Dalton because he's been sleeping with his wife.
Yep.
Dalton disarms him and rips his throat out.
Yeah. Straight up murders.
Straight up murders him, and so he ends up
Not very cooler.
He ends up getting off for self-defense.
Yep.
But then he got off because Dalton, I need you.
So he rips out Walks with Denham's
he
throat.
walks, yeah, because Walks with Denham pulls out a gun.
Yep.
And then he disarms him and rips out his throat.
Yep.
And so,
And Kelly Lynch sees that happen.
yeah, she at the very least sees the throat ripping. I don't know if she sees the.
Well, because what happens is, and I also found it quite amusing, she runs over to Walks with Denham's body.
Yeah.
And literally picks up his arm and checks for a pulse.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, his throat's missing.
Yeah. He ripped out
The
his.
fuck are you looking for?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
His jugular's gone.
His throat is in Dalton's hand.
Yeah. And then Dalton yelling at his scorned lover
Yeah.
from across the lake walks with Denham.
Wesley!
Wesley! And just pushes him to the other side of the lake.
Very Viking funeral-esque.
Yeah, yeah. And
This is yours.
This is your dead fuckboy.
Return to sender.
Yeah, this is your dead fuckboy, and I will not be your fuckboy.
Return to sender. That I bet you Bruce Willis would have said that in Die Hard 47.
Yeah, probably.
Sends the body. Return to sender. Light up a cigarette.
Yeah, right. So now Doctor's mad at Wesley because
weirdest breakup ever.
Yeah, because he murdered a guy.
Yeah.
He murdered a person.
Straight up.
And she's like, yeah, I cannot have this.
I can't deal with this right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that one was self-defense. Walks with Denham was going to kill him.
Right.
Kill him a lot.
Yes.
And, well, he also just blew up a house that you were fucking next to.
Yes.
Tried to kill the old man.
And
tried to kill your maybe uncle's car lot garage.
You know how bad this guy is.
Lots of bad dudes in this town.
Yeah, and you've seen him have to fight people.
And now you're like, what, appalled?
Yeah, you're appalled that he had to rip this guy's throat out because he pulled the gun on him.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. So then it's to give him the Batman Dark Knight moral choice that he has to do later.
Yeah.
Because Wesley
calls
him and is like, I'm done, Dalton. You're either mine or you're no one's. And I'm going to murder one of the people that you love that also want to love you, but you allow them to, but not like I want to.
And he does.
And so he flips a coin. It doesn't tell him which one was heads or tails. And basically, he ends up getting his buddy killed.
Yeah, Sam Elliott, who he bilked into coming in here as, literally the backup.
Yeah, yeah. Like as soon as first of all, as soon as Sam Elliott showed up on the actual movie and was like somebody, I was like, oh, you're dying.
Yeah, because you knew it was happening because, like I said, he didn't call for backup. He calls one guy who he's clearly very good friends with.
Having sex with.
Probably. And there's no reason for him to be there.
Yeah, right.
Like Dalton is like the ultimate bouncer.
Right.
Why? You don't need this guy here.
Yeah, you don't need help.
But you need somebody to die.
And so this guy morally has to die because, yeah, we haven't built up the actual bar owner to be a person you care about.
I don't think anybody could.
Yeah.
He's just that guy. You can never care about that character actor.
Right. Yeah, right. And so then he ends up thinking that they're going to murder the doctor.
Yeah.
And they don't. They end up murdering him with the biggest knife ever. And Dalton's mad.
That was a big knife, by the way.
That was a very big knife.
Obscenely big knife.
And so...
So are we at Wesley's place now?
Yeah, he's going to assault the compound.
So Wesley's demise is absurd.
Absurd.
So Dalton shows up.
Yeah.
Bar owner shows up.
Yeah. Well, first
was it Red or Red shows up?
Everybody. Emmett shows up.
Emmett shows up. They're all brandishing shotguns.
Right.
And
well, first we got to talk about how he enters the compound.
Go ahead.
Because he finally takes his nice car and
the Mercedes,
and just
that's right.
And
it's coming right for us.
And they just unload onto this Mercedes. The thing ignites in fire. It does a jump and a flip.
It was sweet.
And then
super sweet.
And then they're all brandishing the weapons.
They're still shooting it as it's in the air.
Yes. And they all run up to the car, like holding the guns, being like, he's going to get out. And it's just like, do you see that it's on fire, hit a wall, and did a flip?
That was one of the better it's coming right for us scenes.
Yeah. I don't think you understand that if he's in that car, he's dead.
Yeah.
You did it.
Yeah.
You got him. But of course, Dalton's not dead. Probably because he swam across the lake to the other side of the house. And he slowly murdered everybody. I don't know if he murdered them and knocked them out.
Yeah, pretty much.
But finally, the big fat henchman, he just knocks a polar bear on him. And And the dude, he acted like the bear was alive. Right.
He sat there screaming.
Right.
Mind you, they're in rich white guy's trophy room,
right?
Which is all dead animals.
Which also I do want to point out, Wesley says to Dalton that he's going to take his ass as a trophy.
I have everything I want in here except your ass.
And
not his head.
Nope, his ass.
His ass.
Because again, This movie is about the forbidden love of two men.
God.
It's about the forbidden love of two men.
So yeah, Dalton is taking out the henchmen one by one, including the absurdity of a stuffed polar bear crushing a fat man to death.
Well, and there was no payoff to that. Like, it wasn't
it
like...
just crushed him.
Right.
You know.
But they never told us that, like, this guy was scared of polar bears or something.
Nope. I would love to see a 10-episode Netflix series on just that guy's backstory.
Yeah. Like, who are you? Why are you... I don't know what's happening.
He used to be a zoo employee.
Yeah.
He was tasked with cleaning up polar bear shit for most of his life. And,
Yeah, and he's traumatized by bears.
Traumatized by bears.
Yeah, prequel story that we needed.
Yeah, exactly.
The prequel
Get on
story.
Netflix.
Yeah, get on it. So then finally there's the fight between Wesley and Dalton.
Yeah.
And it's about forbidden love.
And so Dalton shows up and the whole town shows up.
Yeah.
The bar owner, Red, Emmett,
right.
They're all holding up the shotguns.
Yes, but that's because Dalton was going to rip out the throat of Wesley.
Yeah.
But then they were able to come to an understanding that while they both want to be together, society won't let them be.
Sweet Jesus.
And it's really a heartbreaking moment if you think about it that way, that it's like forever we have to be star-crossed lovers because we can't be together, even though we should be together. And then Dalton is going to leave, and Wesley stands up, and in a moment of jealous rage, knowing that he can no longer have Dalton, is going to kill him. Because if no one can have him...
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Star-crossed lovers.
Yep. That's how this is going to end. Yeah. But the town shows up, and because they don't understand the love, they murder Wesley.
Okay. Oh, and again, let's get to Wesley's murder for a second here.
Yeah.
Again, referencing the Terminator. He gets shot slowly.
Yeah, no.
4 times.
It was RoboCop.
By giant shotguns.
Yeah, it was RoboCop.
So he, and like, they weren't even like, oh, well, they shot him from 20 feet away, so he just got a little shrapnel shotgun. No. He had giant shotgun wounds on his chest. Yeah. Falls down, stumbles back to the couch, comes back forward, shotgun to the knee, stumbles back a little bit more, comes back forward, shotgun to the gut, stumbles back a little bit more, and finally a big shotgun to the chest, and of course, as you do, falls through the glass table.
Right.
That signifies he's dead.
And then they all just hand the shotguns to Emmett, and they're just like, go get rid of these.
I was just, as you were wrapping up the love story, I was actually reading the description of the finale on Wikipedia, and I just want to read it.
Oh, please.
I just want to read it. It's the weirdest thing to read. They stash the weapons away prior to the arrival of law enforcement and proceed along with the surviving henchmen to corroborate each other's innocence, with the implication that what had happened in Wesley's house will remain a secret.
Yes.
They're all going to fuck Dalton.
They're all going to fuck Dalton. That's what happens, man. Because it's so funny. It's like how when Whitey Bulger was running Boston, they always used to say that South Boston has the biggest bathrooms in the world, because whenever the cops would show up to figure out like what happened, everybody would say they were in the bathroom.
Right.
And it would be preposterous because there would be like 50 people saying they were all in the bathroom.
Right.
That's basically what they were doing.
Right.
But the big question is what police officer is going to go, what the fuck are all of you doing in this house?
What's happening here?
Of course you murdered this guy.
The owner of the house is really dead.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
He also had all sorts of nonsense on all of you.
There's a car on fire with a whole shitload of bullet holes in it. That guy's underneath a bear.
Yeah, there's like 4 guys that are dead.
I don't give a shit what all you were saying. We got questions.
Yeah. You're all under arrest. We're going to go have sex in the shower because that's what this movie is.
We're going to go delouse fucking Dalton.
Yeah, we're going to go delouse Dalton, but instead of delousing
powdered sugar.
Because instead, it's going to be powdered sugar and whipped cream. Because this is Roadhouse.
So we wrap up with, this was actually the sex in the pond scene.
Yeah.
We wrap up with Dalton and the doctor, according to Wikipedia, enjoying each other's company in a swimming hole.
Yeah.
It sounds so innocent, lighthearted, and fun.
It's not.
No, they were gross banging in a dirty pond.
Yeah, the way you said it was way better.
In a dirty Missouri pond with leeches probably going in places you don't want leeches to go in.
Oh, God.
Probably places you don't want Dalton to go in after being with the old white guy.
Yeah, he was definitely with the old white guy.
But that's how they wrap it up.
And thus ends the tale of the sexiest man alive,
Dalton.
of Tale of Forbidden Love.
Yep, 1989's Roadhouse.
I absolutely loved Roadhouse. I would recommend it to anybody.
Absolutely. There's a collector's edition Blu-ray actually put out by Shout Factory.
Okay.
Which has a bunch of very cool special features. Probably the most fun of the special features is Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier do a commentary track for it.
No, I gotta listen to that.
And it's one of those things. I tried finding it. It was sold out when I was trying to get it for this week.
Yeah, right.
But it's definitely on my Amazon wish list. So
yeah.
there's that. In 2015, it was announced that they are remaking Roadhouse, starring Ronda Rousey. Yep, as Dalton.
That's unfortunate.
Catch your breath.
I'm sorry, I hiccuped.
But it's an interesting take from your point of view now that everybody wants to fuck Ronda Rousey.
I know.
So that's a weird town in 2018.
It's a weird town in 2018. It'll only work if Wesley's a girl.
Yeah, that could be cool.
You know what I mean? Like if Wesley's
I could dig it.
If Wesley's a chick, and then we could still have the forbidden love angle.
No, I'm good with it. Yeah. I'm woke.
Yeah, you get it. You get what's going on.
So that was Roadhouse, 1989. Fantastic movie. I think we both are in agreement that it's great choice.
Yes.
And thank you all for voting. It was either this or Point Break. You voted for Roadhouse, so thank you all for voting on this. Next week we have Step Brothers.
Yeah, we're gonna do Step Brothers.
Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly, and a cast of hilarious people.
Absolutely.
I cannot wait for this. This is this comes at a time, and we'll talk about it next week, for the Adam McKay and Will Ferrell pairing.
Yeah.
It was after Anchorman where they did this. They did Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
And for me, it took like not a second viewing, but I didn't buy it because the trailer didn't sell me. I'm just like,
right. I didn't see this movie in theaters. I saw it way after the fact.
The trailers felt extremely forced for this and Talladega Nights, and I waited, and I finally watched it on cable. I didn't even go out and buy it right away.
Yes.
And I'm like, holy shit, this is one of the funniest movies I've ever
I can't wait to
seen.
do this movie next week.
So that is coming up next week on That Movie Show. Please subscribe to us wherever you subscribe to podcasts. We are on all of them. You can find all of our
New Age
audio.
Insiders Pop.
New Age Insiders Pop is the network. That Movie Show is the show. You can find all of our audio and video archives at newageinsiders.com under the That Movie Show tab. Please follow Liam and I on Twitter at Mike Wendt, at Liam NAI. And if you have any questions or suggestions for us, hashtag That Movie Show on the Twitter. We got a Facebook. We got all the social media. What was that movie that was suggested to us on Twitter that you said send the DVD? Because I liked your response. It was a Whoopi Goldberg one.
Yeah, it was. We'll have to look it up.
I think it was.
Here's the deal. We're going to have to figure out where we send these to. But if you have an idea for a movie and you're like, here, I have this movie, just send it to us. I'll set up a P.O. box.
There you go.
You can send it to the studio. I don't care. We'll figure it out.
And we will absolutely do those movies.
Yes, of course.
We may not enjoy it, but we will absolutely do those movies. That's the deal. You send it, we will do it. Thank you for joining us on That Movie Show, and we will see you back here next week. Have a good one.
Yeah, we're going to go take an ice bath. Bye.
Oh, my God, it's so hot.